You know that moment when you open your banking app and for once you don't panic? No instinct to close it immediately. No rush of anxiety. No mental math running in the background. Just a quiet feeling of relief like, okay, I'm fine. You're not asking yourself if buying coffee today means sacrificing groceries later. You're not counting how many days are left until payday. You're not calculating worst case scenarios in your head. You just breathe. Most people think that feeling only comes with big money. Six figures, $1 million. Some distant version of life where money finally stops being stressful. But that's not how it actually works. There's a much smaller milestone that completely changes your relationship with money. Not how much you earn, but how you think. And once you reach it, the rules of the game quietly shift. That number is $20,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. 20,000? That's it. Compared to the numbers people throw around online, it almost feels disappointing. It doesn't sound impressive. It doesn't sound like wealth. But this is where most financial advice gets it wrong. Because wealth doesn't grow in a straight line. It doesn't slowly increase dollar by dollar forever. Wealth grows in stages, and each stage feels completely different from the one before it. The first stage is the hardest by far. Not because the math is complicated, not because investing is difficult, but because this stage has nothing to do with investing at all. It's about survival. When you don't have savings, your brain operates in survival mode. Every expense feels dangerous. Every decision feels urgent. Every unexpected bill feels like a potential disaster. You don't choose the best option. You choose the safest one. You take the first job offer you get, even if it's terrible. You stay in situations you hate because leaving feels too risky. You say yes when you want to say no, because you need the money. This isn't a discipline problem. It's neurological. Your brain literally cannot think long term when it's under constant financial stress. Trying to plan for the future in survival mode is like trying to plan a vacation while your house is on fire. You're not thinking about growth. You're not thinking about opportunity. You're thinking about putting out flames. And as long as you're stuck in that mode, wealth building feels impossible. That's why so many people say things like, I just can't get ahead, or no matter how hard I try, something always comes up. It's not bad luck. It's survival mode. And this is exactly why $20,000 matters so much. Because around this point, survival mode finally loosens its grip. Not completely, but enough. Enough for your brain to slow down. Enough for your thinking to change. Even small emergency savings dramatically reduce financial stress. Studies show that just a couple $1,000s in savings can significantly improve your sense of financial well-being. But when you reach 3 to 6 months of living expenses, which for many people lands around $20,000, the shift becomes permanent. You stop asking, how do I survive until the next paycheck? And you start asking, how do I grow this? That single question changes everything. Once survival mode turns off, the math finally starts working with you instead of against you. Let's talk about what actually happens when you start saving and investing consistently. Imagine you're saving $1,000 per month and earning an average return. Getting to your first $20,000 takes time, about a year and a half of discipline. And honestly, that part feels brutal. Progress feels invisible. The numbers move slowly. It feels like you're putting in all the effort and getting nothing back. This is where most people quit. They assume it's not working. They assume investing is overrated. They assume wealth is only for other people. But here's the part they never reach. Your second $20,000 doesn't take the same amount of time. Not because you worked harder, not because you found some secret strategy. but because your money finally joined the effort. Now you have contributions and returns working together. The third $20,000 comes even faster, and the fourth faster than that. Eventually, something strange happens. Your money starts doing more work than you do. This is when compound interest stops being a concept and starts being an experience. You actually feel momentum. You notice that your balance grows even during months when you don't add much. You realize that time is finally on your side. But here's what matters even more than the math. Saving $20,000 changes who you believe you are. Because unless you're making ridiculous money or living rent-free, reaching that number requires real discipline. You had to track where your money was going. You had to say no to things you wanted. You had to resist lifestyle upgrades. Most importantly, you had to stay consistent for months, sometimes years. And in the process, you proved something to yourself. You proved that you can control your money. It doesn't control you. That identity shift is massive. Before, small expenses felt stressful. A coffee, a dinner out, a random purchase. Afterward, those things barely register. Not because you don't care, but because you know your priorities are handled. You stop obsessing over small decisions and start focusing on the big ones. Where you live, what you drive, what you invest in. Those decisions shape wealth, not small daily expenses. Once you reach this point, something else changes. And most people don't expect it. Your relationship with work shifts. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, your job controls you. You need every paycheck. You need the stability, even if the job is draining you. You can't afford to upset your boss. You can't afford to push back. You can't afford to leave, even when you know you should. That puts you in a weak position, whether you realize it or not. But $20,000 changes that dynamic, because now you have what I call walking away money. You could quit tomorrow and survive for months while you figure out your next move. You don't have to, but you could. And that possibility alone changes how you show up at work. You negotiate differently. You speak more confidently. You stop tolerating nonsense you used to accept. Not because you're reckless, but because you're no longer desperate. And here's the funny part. Most people never actually use their walking away money. They don't quit dramatically. They don't burn bridges. But just knowing they can walk away changes everything. Confidence replaces fear. Calm replaces urgency. And people notice. You get better projects, more respect, more leverage, often more money. That's how financial stability quietly feeds career growth. Now let's talk about opportunities, because this is where things really start to compound. When you're broke, every unexpected expense feels like a crisis. Your car breaks down, disaster, your laptop dies, panic, your rent goes up, stress. These events derail your entire month. But when you have $20,000 saved, those same events become inconveniences, not emergencies. Annoying? Sure. Life-ending? Not even close. And something else happens. You start noticing opportunities instead of just threats. A friend mentions a business idea. Before you would have nodded and moved on. Now you can actually ask questions. Run the numbers. Consider whether it makes sense. A great deal pops up. An investment, a course, a move that could level up your career. Before, you would have said, must be nice. Now you can ask, is this worth it? This is what people mean when they say, money goes to money. Not because the universe favors the rich, but because having money gives you options. Options create opportunities. Opportunities create more money. It's a feedback loop, and it all starts with that first foundation. Here's another subtle shift that happens around this level. You stop obsessing over tiny expenses and start caring deeply about big decisions. When you're broke, every purchase feels important. Coffee, groceries, gas. But once you have stability, you realize something. Those micro decisions barely matter. What actually matters are the big ones: housing, transportation, investments, career choices. Those decisions can swing your net worth by tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. So instead of stressing over a $4 coffee, you start thinking strategically about the moves that really shape your future. That mental shift is incredibly freeing. You're no longer reacting to money, you're directing it. Now, I want to say something important, because this is where people sometimes get the wrong idea. $20,000 is not magic. It won't make you rich overnight. It won't solve every problem in your life, but it will change how you think, how you decide, how you move through the world. It's the line between survival and momentum, between reacting to life and designing it. That's why this milestone matters so much. Not because of what the money is, but because of what it unlocks. Control, calm, options. And once you experience that, you never want to go back. So if you're still in the early stage, pushing that financial boulder uphill, hear this clearly. It's supposed to feel hard. It's supposed to feel slow. It's supposed to test your patience. But once you crest that hill, the rules change. Momentum replaces force, confidence replaces fear, and the game finally starts working with you. Build that foundation first. Your future self is counting on the decision you make right now. If this video helped you see money differently, subscribe for more content about financial psychology, wealth building, and real financial freedom.